like and subscribe right now, or you're going to have bad luck for the rest of the week.
The merry season of Christmas has finally arrived, and we hope you all enjoy this year's more than you ever have. Christmas has been a festival of pure joy and happiness, but there are some things that most people don't know about, like the origin of the Christmas tree or the real-life Santa's address. Excited? In this video, we will tell you 10 amazing facts that you probably didn't know about Christmas. Watch out for number 1, as it will definitely shock you. So, let us begin. Number 10. The origin of the Christmas tree. There is no greater iconic symbol of the holiday than the Christmas tree itself, as any Christmas celebration is incomplete without it. But have you ever thought that from where the idea of decorating a tree came from, and what did it symbolize? Don't worry, we will answer that for you. It is believed that the early pagan Europeans used to worship trees, and they continued this practice even after they converted to Christianity. It is a vestige of worship of nature, in which the primitive man believed that nature, symbolically represented by the tree, was a conscious entity that could listen to a man's prayers and could direct his life towards good. In its modern form, the centerpiece of festivities was born in Germany in the 16th century and was traditionally decorated with food items such as apples, nuts, and then later candles, and now that with the passage of time, it is decorated with a variety of other items too. In the earlier times, the tree decoration custom was not for Christmas, and when Queen Victoria married the German Prince Albert, he brought the custom of decorating the Christmas tree from Germany. Later, following the royal celebrities, locals also started the tradition of decorating a tree for Christmas. Number 9. Santa Claus. The jolly, plump old man with a big white beard and a red suit, Santa Claus, has his origins way back in 218 CE in a small Roman town, Patara. Saint Nicholas was admired for his piety and kindness, and later became the patron saint of many groups, from sailors to entire nations. Santa's gift-giving nature stems from a story of Saint Nicholas, in which he saved 3 young girls from the life of prostitution when he secretly delivered bags of gold to their father, with which he could bear the expenses of their dowries so they could get married instead. It is said that the gold he delivered was via the chimney and that it accidentally dropped into the stockings that were drying by the chimney, hence the tradition of gift-giving in stockings. Over the next 100 years, Saint Nicholas took over certain aspects of primitive European deities like the Roman Saturn or Norse Odin, who appeared as white bearded men having magical flying powers. The transformation to Santa Claus dates the 19th century, thanks to a series of poets who romanticized the Christmas season and brought out this change. And this chubby, grandfatherly-faced man we know as Santa Claus was largely created by Thomas Nast, a great political cartoonist in the 1860s. Number 8. The real-life Santa's address. Most children have written letters to the Jolly Red Man over the decades and demanded their favorite gifts from him too. But did you know? There is a real-world location where you can send him your letters as Santa has a real zip code in Canada. If the letters are sent well before the deadline, they will even respond and write back to you before Christmas. Do you want to know the address so you can write to him? Let's make a deal. Like this video, and we will tell you the address. Done? Okay. So the address is Santa Claus, North Pole, Ho-Oh-Ho, Canada. Don't forget to tell this address to your friends too, so they also can send him their letters. Number 7. Santa's house. If Santa's gift-giving trip happens to be in a Nordic country, each of them claims to have Santa's residence, and you are allowed to pay a visit too. In Norway, it is said that Santa lives in Drøbak, while people in Denmark claim that he resides in Greenland. In Stockholm, Sweden, the National Postal Terminal receives the children's letters for Santa, and in the town of Mora, there is a Santa theme park named Tomteland. Korvatuntuuri, Finland, has a history of having Santa's home, with its 2 theme parks, Santa Claus Village and Santa Park. Santa Claus even has a whole town named after him, Santa Town in Indiana. and is known for its many themed attractions such as Santa's Candy Castle and the Lake Rudolph Campground. Number 6. Christmas Song in Space. Chris Hadfield was an astronaut known for his social media savvy while being on his job. He used to take pictures, selfies, and videos from his daily life in space and posting them back to Earth on his social media accounts. On one Christmas Eve, as he couldn't join his family due to his job, he recorded the Christmas song, Jewel of My Heart, in space, and it went viral when he posted it after coming back. So, the Christmas song became the first song to be recorded in space ever. Isn't that cool? Maybe the aliens also enjoyed listening to it. Number 5. The tradition of giving gifts. It is believed by many that gift giving is nothing more than capitalism run amok. But this tradition associated with Christmas comes to us from the ancient Romans, who used to exchange gifts on New Year's Day. This practice was initially shunned by the church, but the act of giving gifts lived on and has now become the focus of the season for many theists and non-theists alike. Well, who doesn't like giving and receiving gifts from family and friends? And that reminds us, have you brought your Christmas gifts for your loved ones yet? Tell us in the comments section and give us ideas for unique Christmas gifts. We'd love to hear from you. Number 4. Mrs. Claus and the end of Santa's bachelorhood. Santa was, for a long time, known to be a bachelor who worked tirelessly with his elves and reindeers, making, packing, and delivering gifts to the kids on the nice list on Christmas Eve. This was until 1849, when James Reese wrote a short story named A Christmas Legend, in which Mrs. Claus was introduced for the first time. After that, she started to appear more with Santa under the names of Merry Christmas, Martha, Jessica, Gertrude, Layla, or Carol, and was known for making cookies with elves, helping her husband with the toys, and caring for the reindeers. The appearance of Santa also changed over time. It was Coca-Cola who first introduced him as the jolly, white-bearded old man we're all familiar with today. Before that, he was depicted in many ways, even in some scary, evil, and horrible ones. Number 3. Christmas used to be illegal in the United States. Christmas is celebrated with such great festivities and enthusiasm that it's hard to believe that it could have ever been banned in the United States in the earlier times. But that's how it was, as history tells us. As no one knows the actual day of Christ's birth, the 25th of December was chosen as the day of celebration by Bishop Liberus in the year 354. This day coincidentally fell on the pagan holiday known in some regions as the Saturnalia, and others as Yule. Puritans refused to acknowledge the holiday, claiming that it was a man-made holiday of revelry rather than the historical day of Christ's birth. When they traveled to the colonies, a lot of steps were taken to ban the celebration of Christmas, and it became illegal from 1651 to 1681, with a fine of 5 shillings if you were caught celebrating in any way. Number 2. What does Santa get in return for the gifts? Leaving milk and cookies under the Christmas tree for Santa is seen as a common tradition in movies, books, and many households around the world. However, some people are a little more creative when it comes to paying tribute to the jolly old man. The tradition started when children were taught to share their food with the deprived ones, and so they presented it to Santa so that he could distribute it. The Dutch children used to leave food and drink for St. Nicholas on the feast day. People leave all sorts of food for Santa, like rice porridge with cinnamon sugar in Denmark, Norway, and Sweden, while mince pies and Christmas pudding paired with a beer or sherry are more popular in Britain, Ireland, and Australia. Many countries also have a tradition of leaving carrots and hay for the reindeer. The number one gift to Santa from grown-ups in Australia is a nice cold beer, which Santa enjoys the most. Number 1. The 12 Days of Christmas was a Catholic code. Speaking of Christmas songs, do you know that the famous song, The 12 Days of Christmas, had double meanings? One of which was the literal meaning, of course, but the other one you will soon find out. As we know from history that from 1558 to 1829, Roman Catholics were not allowed to practice their faith openly, To keep the teachings of their faith alive through various means, someone from the time period wrote the song The 12 Days of Christmas to teach young Catholics the various realities of their faith. So, the song had two meanings. The literal one that we enjoy singing, and then there is a coded one for the children to remember. For example, 6 geese a-laying refer to the 6 days of creation. We hope you enjoyed the video. Which one of the facts about Christmas came out as most shocking for you, and which one of them you knew already? Tell us in the comments down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. We hope you have the best time in the Christmas season this year.